Yo, what's going on, guys? Bobby here, and things obviously look a little bit different. I'm not at home very clearly. I'm in Las Vegas right now on a trip with my family, so I'm in the hotel on my laptop, and I'm just going to record this video like this. Today, we're going to talk about the monthly finals matches. I'm going to do it every single time. I said every single part of my Brawl Stars esports journey this year is going to be documented, so here's part 3, which is the first monthly final. Again, this is my first video ever on my laptop, so kind of like bear with me. Things might not be as smooth or as great as they can be, but they're going to be better. So going into the first game here, we have Canal Grande. Now, Canal was easily, we knew we were going to win this map. As the main team drafter, felt the most confident on this map because it just, for some reason, we always got something we wanted to play. And we did again here today. We knew they were going to first pick RT. That was, part of the strategy. We knew they were going to go Cat and Daryl, also part of the strategy. So we basically got an exact comp that we wanted. Sans gets jumped on, but it's not a bad jump because we're able to get the trade off. Although Fade does get the kill, I'm able to get the kill onto Fade. And then again, another wild trade, but we do have the lead. We have Chino on Carl. Chino is known for his Carl. He's a really good Carl player. Sans on Nita. Again, Sans is known for Sandy and Nita. And then me on Barley. I lost to Edgar at Worlds playing Barley, but, I can play Barley, although it's not my specialty. So they have Cat Daryl, which is pretty cheesy and knockout, but not the greatest in Canal Grande. Now, you might like their brawler matchups, like Daryl does technically counter Carl. RT is good into Carl, Cat's good into Carl, and Barley. But when you put, the whole comp together, and you look at the map, I really do like what we have. So we have the lead and we have the range advantage. So we're kind of just trying to play side to side. That's our goal here. We know they're going to go in when Cat has a jump or, when Cat can try and make a play and then they all go in together. So at this point, you guys can see we all kind of move towards the back together. Because I'm like, let's move back. Let's move back. I'm just going to spray the choke point. We're not going to give them any hits. We're going to give them no time to push in on us. So Fade goes invis. Zulon goes invis. He rolls in. We get a really nice trade. We're all bunkered up. There's a bear. There's Barley heals. There's no way they can come in on us and kill us. Somehow they get me, but we do get the 2-for-1 trade. Nice roll by Fade to come down the water, but because we have that bear, that hyper bear, it's very difficult for them to move up. I have my Barley hypercharge super, so I kind of just protect ourselves. They try and push in. We get the team wipe. 1-0 us. And this kind of sucks, but I guess for whatever reason game 2 wasn't available, but it was kind of more of the same. We had control. They tried pushing in on us. They weren't able to get the kills that they needed. We held good control and we won the game. So nice win by us in the first set. We knew the first set was going to be really important, but I was very confident. I kind of knew we were going to win this no matter what pick, no matter what was left open. I felt very comfortable on this map. So really good start for us, and they kind of played the comp that they like to play. They like RT, they like Cat, so we kind of baited them into what they like to play. We beat them, so good start, and I even got star players. I was pretty happy with myself. Going into map number 2, we had Safe Zone, and Safe Zone was pretty wild. The start was pretty slow, so I'm going to be able to talk over it, thankfully. So we were playing Safe Zone a lot, and we were only able to win against Code OG's team on Safe Zone. Basically, anyone else we always lost to, especially if the other team had first pick. We just couldn't really figure out a way, because you have to ban Melody, you have to ban Juju. Those are the 2 best brawlers on the map. And then you kind of have choice. Do you want to ban Eve? Do you want to ban Colette? Do you want to ban Amber? There's a lot of things, you can maybe ban and not ban. We couldn't beat anything. We just straight up couldn't win in any situation. If we had first pick, we were doing okay, but when the other team had first pick, we weren't. And then the day before, like I said, everyone kind of realized Barry's the best brawler. Not in the game, but once, all the meta brawlers and the 6 bans are out the way, Barry becomes almost unstoppable unless you have the correct 1, 2, 3 brawlers. So we were like, you know what, let's just leave everything open besides Juju, because Juju is just way too good. I know Melody is definitely the best heist brawler, but there are counters to Melody and ways to prevent losing to it. We tried it twice. We won, including beating a Melody 2 times. So we were like, all right, let's do it. So we left everything open besides Juju, Eve, and Belle, because Belle just kind of counters everything. Juju's broken and Eve is broken with the hyper pets. Our strategy was, leave everything open. Let's see what they take. They decided to take Melody first, which was fine. Both the times when we were beating Melody in Scrim, though, we had 8-bit. I think 8-bit is the key to beating Melody on this map. So in my head, we 2-3 picked Colette, which counters 8-bit, and Barry, which counters 8-bit. So we're like, okay, we're going to 2-3 these brawlers. They're going to pick their 4-5, and we're going to take 8-bit last. These guys are absolute psychopaths, like absolute psychopaths. They just, for whatever reason, decided that they wanted to pick 8-Bit into Colette and Barry. And then as you guys can see, Zulan goes in, he makes a nice play. They go for damage. Chino's holding his super. We're preventing. Really good, space awareness by Sans and Chino. And so we move up. I don't know about that move up play. I think we maybe did it incorrectly. I don't really know what we could have done better, but we ended up leaving Chino in the back with a Melody. And then, obviously we don't win the game. I do get my super and my hyper on safe, but unfortunately it doesn't lead to anything. This is my first time watching, so I'm actually going to go back and just see, what we can have maybe done differently here. So, I mean, maybe at this point, we still had a lot of time. We probably could have pinched out Zulan. Sans maybe could have went for Zoo, gotten the kill, finished him because he's a thrower. Zoo's a Melody, and then we could have pushed up and made a last-second push. I think that probably would have been the right play because these guys weren't a threat. They were low, and there's a super. Yeah, we probably should have just finished off Zulan, but Sans wanted to go aggro, which is fair because we need to get some damage. He goes aggro, but he does go down. And then you guys can see on the top, like there's not too much I can do here, whatever. We just played it incorrectly as a team. So we lost game one. We played it really patient. We lost by, 17%. So we felt that we played it pretty bad and we lost. So we're like, okay, we have a chance to win. And then going into game two, we kind of had a little bit of a different strategy. I was just going to try and kind of get up on their, I was going to point at it, but you guys can't see it. They're like little 2x2. You guys are going to see I go a little bit more aggressive to that 2x2 wall. I tell Sans to give me some heals because we want to get the game a little bit faster paced. But, we move up. We get some heals. We have pretty good positioning here. Sans does have to hit the safe at some point. I don't think he did it enough during this set. He can't right now. He probably could have backed me up and done it there. I'm not 100% sure, but he does have supers. And he's playing it fine. Like, it's not an easy game. If he goes up, they have an 8-Bit turret, 8-Bit Amber. Like, he's just going to get sprayed really easily. But, we do have to get some form of damage because they can't really kill us. They can with the 8-Bit turret. They can't besides that. So, Sans is doing really good. We're kind of just chilling in our spawn. Sans, although it's heist, went the swipey gadget, which I do think is the correct play because, when Melody goes aggro, we want to swipe the Melody away. But he's using it more for heals because Melody only went in once last time. I have my super, but I'm kind of saving it for hyper rather than just going on the safe because I have pretty free Melody matchups, Colette matchups, so I feel like that's the right play, but I'm not sure. Fade throws down a turret, and this is where we lose the game. So Fade throws down a turret, I super it, Sans swipes, and then as soon as Sans swipes, I think the Colette the Melody is like, oh, okay, I'm going to go in now. And then bro just goes in and just tears up our entire safe. So just going back again just so everyone can see what happened. I super the safe, so I'm not close to super. Chino doesn't have hypercharge, so we can stop the Melody, but not really. And then when Sans swipes, I think that kind of not messes up the defense, but a swipe play probably would have given Chino enough time to fully freeze the Colette. So then they go in, they do a lot of damage. I get sniped down, and at this point, I do still think we can win. I'm close to my hypercharge, which I don't know how much damage it does, but it does a lot. We have a berry. We have ways to get damage, and Melody just used, what she's good for. So I have my hyper. I'm trying to move up that left side. Chino's going to hyper the Melody. He's going to get some good shots. I'm going to use my hyper as well, ask for some heals. So this is really good. We're doing some damage. We got 30 seconds left now. They're playing really passive on me because they don't want to give me hits. So at this point, I'm kind of telling Sans, you need to hit the safe. But he's waiting for me to get my super. He didn't say that in the, which is not great, but he's kind of waiting for me to say that. I think he should have just went down the middle there and supered the safe. It would have done, 10%, and then, me and Chino, we can go in, try and make some plays while we're getting heals. I think we probably would have won. We end up losing by 8 or 12% or something. Let's see. So we're up pretty high here. I think maybe if you waited for that 8-Bit to stop shooting and then supered up, maybe we could have won the game there. I don't know if that's right or wrong. Again, it's my first time watching it back, so I'm kind of just speaking out loud. But they body block really well. They win by 12%. And yeah, I don't know. That's really it. They win set number 2. So safe zone, I honestly felt pretty confident we were going to win on as well. When we leave everything open, we did the same strategy last year versus Elevate, which is current Tribe Gaming, when we swept them in the second monthly final. It was a really or second last monthly final. It was a really close set. We won, I think, by 3% or something. And I think we tied one of the games as well. It was very, very close. So it's a risky strategy because both teams are going to have overpowered brawlers. I think they made a crazy good draft decision picking 8-bit 4-5 when we had Colette and Barry, which is like the most psychopath thing ever. Like Barry and Colette so obviously counter 8-bit, but I guess they knew if they had the melody and we had 8-bit with that comp, there's no way they could have won. So really good drafting by them. Hats off to them. And let's get into the next set. Honestly, I wanted to watch this one more time, and I go in with my super. So I waste my super. I shoot 1, 2, 3 times, so I got very little ammo. Sans uses his dash. Chino takes a little bit too long to super. So honestly, like, that was just a horrible team play. Like, all 3 of us didn't play correctly. Like, we could all say we had tough jobs or it was hard to know what to prioritize or stuff like that, but I feel like we made pretty crucial mistakes and barely lost both games. So that kind of sucked to lose that set. I don't know necessarily if the other team has draft or not. I don't know if we have draft or not. I think it's a little bit easier for us to play, but I think we could have won that game for sure. So now moving into knockout, this is a pretty interesting map because we actually lost to KCP in quals, which was 2 weeks before monthly finals on this map. And then we just didn't even scrim it a single time. We did like probably 3 scrims on this map where you look at like Canal, Grande or Safe Zone, we probably did like 25. Like we did not touch this map because I just felt like I knew what to do. We just didn't properly, draft in quals day. They first picked Gus. I knew I wanted to go RT. I didn't want to give them Gus and RT. And Sans is also like really good at RT. And then I wanted to go Eve, because I thought there's no way they can push on an Eve and an RT, even with a Cat. And then I also thought there's no way we're giving them Eve and Gus. Like, that's just way too good into a RT. But then my teammates were like, dude, you're dumb. Just go the Cat. And I was like, nah, I really think the RT. And then my coach, Tooney, Sans, Chino, they're like, bro, go the dang Cat. And they start explaining, like, if we go Eve, they can go Cat Daryl or Cat Janet. Like, how are we stopping it? If we go Cat, we can go Cat Daryl. Or if they pick the Daryl to prevent that, we just go Cat Janet. And I was like, you know what? Like, you guys kind of make sense. So really good callouts by all my teammates. Part of drafting, is it's a team game. Not everyone. There's never anyone that's always right. I definitely don't think I'm always right. So it's really nice when my teammates are right and I'm wrong. And they're all like, dude, stop being dumb. So shouts to them here. Sans a really good RT, so kind of our strategy was just like, let's have Sans mark some people, and then we go in when they're a little bit weaker, and then we have Cat jump on me. I'm Daryl. Like, I don't gotta explain this that much. It's Cat Daryl. It's pretty easy. They don't have any real counters because we had last pick, so they were kind of screwed. Now there is one 4-5 pick that they could have had to easily, in my opinion, win them the game. I'm not gonna say what it is because who knows how many times we're gonna face this team. Who knows how many times or how many different pros from NA are gonna watch this video. So I'm obviously trying not to give away the strategies that we have. But yeah, I don't know. It's a really easy draft. We just sit in the back. We're trying to go more aggressive here, but all that's doing is giving me hits, which is giving me roll super or sooner. It takes Cat like 20 seconds to get super. It takes me 15. So Chino jumps on me. I get the passive healing. He also burgered. Sans hit 2 shots on Zulon, so I'm like, okay, I'm going to go in. I go in. We get a kill fast. We get another kill fast. And here I'm like, wait. I used one of my dashes. I want my super. So then we jump off. Cat jumps off to Daryl. We sit behind Sans' little RT station because Gus doesn't get any supercharge if we sit behind it. Honestly, a little OD because, he's gonna get it anyways. But we just stood there. We charged our stuff. This is the type of stuff that you have to do in a competitive match. You want to get every little advantage that you can. So we charged our supers. We charged our Daryl hyper that we get passively. So I get my hyper through that patience. There's not that much they can do. The only outplay they really have is a Janet can fly or the Gus shields can knock back. So Sans marks 2 of them. I'm like, all right, go. So then he jumps on my back. I pop hyper. Zulon shields too early. Again, not too much that he can do, though. I'm not, really criticizing him. Like, this is just like a lost cause. We get the kills, and, what are they supposed to do? This is like a ladder comp. Like, we're playing RT Cat Daryl. So we go up 2-1 in sets, and we're all pretty confident. We're all pretty happy with our drafts. We're all pretty happy with our gameplay. We're all pretty happy with our teamwork, our, communication. Like, everything is going pretty well in this match. Our safe zone set, we probably could have won. But we do have to, give respect to the other team. Zulon, Tyrant specifically are, people who in history have been one of the best pro players in the game. And then Fade as well, one of my closest friends, is like an insane pro player, like one of the best players definitely in the game. So like we have to have some respect for these guys. Obviously they're very good, but we know that the only way we lose is when we beat ourselves. It's always been like that. And I know it's kind of like a corny thing to say, but if we play our game, if we get a 50-50 decent draft that we're comfortable with or something like that, we don't lose. We just got to not get outdrafted. I don't know. We won this set, so moving on to the next. Next set was Dueling Beetles. I got a lot of comments about this draft when I tweeted. People were not happy about our last two drafts, so I definitely do feel like I should explain them. So there's standard bans. What standard bans are is basically every map has like a 3 best brawlers. So for example, on Safe Zone, it's like Melody, Juju, and Colette or something like that, or Amber or Eve. So when people say you ban standard, that means you just ban the 3 best brawlers. So on this map, the standard bans are Lou, Juju, and Stu. Those are just the 3 best brawlers. So they banned standard. We banned Poco, which is very annoying to face, Barley, which is very annoying to face, and Griff, which they first picked in the qualifiers when we played them again on this map, so we didn't really want to go up against that. We first picked Macy, which was definitely the correct first pick. I saw a lot of people say we should have picked Barry, but the thing is, if you first pick Barry, the other team is going to go first pick Macy, or second pick Macy, and Macy does counter Barry, Lou counters Barry. It's just Barry's so good after bans, but we got a good brawler into Barry open, so we first picked Macy. We have a really big lead here. We're up 25-50. Honestly, I feel like I'm playing a really good game up at this point. I've, gotten my hypercharge. We kind of just started. I'm facing a Barry comp, but still, I've hit a lot of shots. Sans, he's pretty good at RT. We won this exact draft the day before, so that's why we decided to go it again. We're honestly not that good at Hot Zone, and the reason we're not good at Hot Zone is because Poco and Barry are so meta here. And we've known that, so since like December or something, we've always just banned Poco or Barry. But we're at the point where you can't really ban those brawlers because they'll just beat you with other brawlers. So we had to leave it open. We had to like kind of learn everything the day before. So when you first pick Macy, what you want to do is you want to either force a playstyle. You either want to control them or you want to run into their face. So they have Barry Amber. They don't have stuns. They have a Barry knockback, but it's not the best. And we knew they were going to last pick an anti-tank. So we took Mortis 4-5, which is, again, definitely, in my opinion, the right pick. Then we get a very aggressive brawler. They're forced to, kind of sit back and not go aggro. Our mispick, that was a really bad super by me. Our mispick was taking RT. Now, to be honest, I don't think Chino played the best this game on Mortis, and a lot of the game does kind of rely on his hands. Game number 2, he goes crazy. But I don't think Chino necessarily played the best this game, and he's kind of on the carry brawler, which is important. I messed up 2 supers where I didn't get any connections, and then the RT pick also just wasn't good. Like, RT into Barry is fine, but if we went something like Draco or Frank, we would have won so easily. Because their only option was to go Surge or like Shelly or something. But a Surge or a Shelly, I know it sounds a little bit crazy, is never going to do enough. It's never going to get enough zone time and get enough control versus a Macy, a Mortis, and a Frank, because there's just so many hypercharges flying around. There's so much HP, and Amber and Barry just don't deal that much damage that it should have been a pretty easy win if we just go like Draco or something. There's literally 0 brawlers they could pick. I mean, they could go Frank to counter Draco, but then Mortis would have the freest game of his life. Same with Macy. They could go Surge, but then they don't have the damage really to take down the Draco fast enough or deal with the Mortis and the Macy. So, I mean, the RT pick was bad. I think it was a winnable draft for sure, but the RT pick was bad. Chino has a little bit of a better start this game. I have a worse start. We do get some taps over there on Fade, though. Really good shots by Sans. We're doing really good. The Surge is still level 1. Chino's kind of taking their attention, which is good. Like, you guys see when Chino moves up, we get a lot of, like, they have to step out of the zone. They can't really do anything. So, not the greatest super by me there. I do get the kill. But the RT, it just doesn't fit with the comp. Like, it's good when it goes into the leg form because the Surge can't really damage it and the RT takes significantly less damage, but it didn't go with what we were trying to accomplish. Now, it worked a previous time, really good play there by Chino, but unfortunately just this time it didn't work. Chino has his hypercharge like 50 or 60% into the game. Last time it took him like 170%. So this is just, even though a worse start for me, a way better start because Chino's kind of the only guy that matters weirdly on our team. So he's going to go in here. He has his hyper, not the best, but again, like he's just kind of trying to go in and get hyper. You guys can, like, we're playing a horrible game here and Chino hasn't even really gotten kills besides that one play. But because Mortis is so crazy, and because, they just don't have that much damage, even though they do have a surge, it's easy for us to get zone time. I mean, again, like, he had a good hyper charge, but didn't hit it like a double bats or anything crazy. Sands, he's not even hitting shots right there, but he's like attracting their attention. And they have to play grouped up because they have a berry. So it's just really easy for me to get like nice hypers, nice super stuff like that. And again, no one even really played this game that well, but we won. Now I want you guys to look at Chino. You guys can see he's dashing pretty fast. He's doing, stuff that Mortises should do. And then we take the win. So we kind of figured out, we don't need me to play a crazy game. We don't need Sans or Chino to play a crazy game. We just kind of got to keep going over and over and over, in and in and in. And eventually we're going to win the game pretty easily. Then game 3 happens. And like, I don't want to make excuses, but this is just like the worst thing ever. I want you guys to watch Chino right here. So we flew 3 hours from where we all live to Texas to get 0 ping. Watch Chino's Mortis. Like, he spawned, he dashed, and he was like, what is my ping? And then I shot, and I was like, what is my connection? So if you watch Chino this entire game, it's just like, I understand some of you live in Australia or like India or somewhere where there isn't servers, and you guys are like, well, that's not that bad. Yeah, I know it's not the worst thing in the world, but every pro team flies to where the server is, both in Europe and in North America, to get as low ping as possible. And our ping was not good. I don't know. I'm sure there's a lot of new fans here. I know there's also a lot of OG and older fans here. I love you both. But last year, we're up 2-0 versus the same team back when they were in Tribe, and we started lagging, and we lost. That sucked, and no one ever likes to hear excuses. Like, if I make an excuse, people just call me a baby. And if I don't if I don't say what happened, people just call me bad at the game. So it's a lose-lose situation. But all 3 of us, we randomly got delay. We just got clapped that last set. All of us had horrible stats, but besides Sans, I don't know how Sans did that with that delay. But yeah, I don't know. We flew, and we just we couldn't shoot. Like, you saw Chino's dashes. It's hard to play Macy with that delay. A bunch of the EU pros who were streaming picked up on it right away. I got up and I walked over. So we played at this gaming cafe last year. They kind of costed us worlds because we were up 2-0, and then they started downloading stuff on a bunch of their computers for whatever reason. We started lagging, getting high ping. We didn't complain. I don't know why we didn't complain. And we lost. And then we went back to Texas. We said we were never going back to this place. Our Airbnb had bad ping, bad Wi-Fi. We just got unlucky there. We called a bunch of different places. Unfortunately, no one had private rooms or private areas for us to play besides these guys. So we went there Saturday, which is the day before the monthly finals. We tested everything out. Everything looked good. We lagged for 3 minutes, but we were there for 8 hours. So we're like, okay, whatever. That's fine. Maybe we'll get unlucky, but that's pretty bad odds. And then we go there. Everything's perfect in our warm-up scrim. We warm-up scrim for 2 hours. Everything's good in our ladder games. Everything was good for every single game besides that third game that just happened. And we should have closed it out. Going into that game 3, I'm like, boys, we win now. We close it out. We don't want to go to set 5. I'm the drafter for the most part, so I know in my head what maps I can draft really well and what we're good at and what we're not good at, and we are not good at that last map. This made me really sad because it was the first time I didn't make Worlds in 4 years last year, and it was a year right after we came second place. So it was you come so close to your dream, and then you're sad that you lose, and you have a little bit of motivation. You're sad, but you have motivation because you went that far, and then the whole year happens, and every year we qualified on the last month. We go into the last month. We needed 2 wins. We were about to win the first one. We lag, so it's oh my god, no way. We just lost our entire year to lag. I wait 6 months to get another opportunity, and again lag. So it's I don't know, it sucks. I was numb to the pain yesterday. I was just in such disbelief that we lagged again. So I go up, I get up, I tell the admins we need 5 minutes. I talk to the owner of the gaming cafe is what it's called, and I'm like, yo, we're lagging. Is anyone downloading anything? 'Cause that's what happened last time. He checks around, he asks everyone playing, he clears everything up. I go back to my private room, I say, Sans, Chino, is everything okay? They're like, yeah, good ping. I go into the training cave, I dash around with Stu a little bit, everything's good. So I'm like, all right, we got this. I sit down, I take a drink of my water, try and get my composure. I probably should have taken a little bit more time because I sit down, I drink water, I click the play button. I should have reset. I should have thought about our strategies. I should have, thought about our bans, whatever. But I didn't. So we go into map 5, which we're not that good at, and then they give us Janet. And honestly, we're really good at Janet. So I'm like, oh my god, they just gave us Janet. No way they actually just gave us Janet. So I was really happy. I thought maybe that could be a bailout. They go Bell and Lola. So a big issue with, not maybe a big issue, but an issue with our team, we play on not so great ping from home. Again, I know there's a lot of people that have it worse. We are kind of accustomed to playing this like weird aggressive style where like we don't really play like Mortis or Melody or those like low ping carry brawlers. But we also have a little bit of a hard time like kind of playing control because it's a lot easier to play control on like Bell or Surge or anything. Lola, not Amber. Amber sucks on low ping. But there's just like Otis. Like brawlers are easier when you can just click the auto aim button from 5-6 tiles away and always hit the shots. So we're kind of used to playing this weird aggressive style where we're like forced, not where we run it down a lot of the time where we shouldn't. They had a Bell and a Lola. The best pick would have just been maybe go like Piper and Kenji, or like, I don't know, maybe like Gus and Otis or Piper and Otis. But we went Max, which is a bad pick, and Draco, which is a bad pick. Reason we went Max is because we normally play Janet mid, but they went Bell, so we couldn't put Janet versus the Bell because that's just not a fair fight. Max was like really the only good thing open that we're comfortable with playing, so we went Max, which is a horrible pick, and then we forced Draco. Sans with a decent fly there. He almost kills Tyrant and he gets one off of his super. I use my Draco to make space, but it's kind of like a useless super because I'm marked. Then at this point, Chino's got no dashes. We don't like, they're playing really ranged versus Sans, which is allowing Chino to go up and get that gem. But, you know, I got no gadgets. Sans is one off his hyper, but it's so difficult for him to get his hyper. We know we need to get this next gem spawn. I say I'll get it because I got my dragon. They're playing really spaced out. So I walk up, I get the gem, I get sprayed, I die. Sans is unable to get his hit. Not like he's at fault. The other team's just playing very, you know, distanced and very well. We had a chance, but we end up losing this game after we run out of utility. There was a point in the game, I'm going to go back a little bit, where it looked like we had a decent chance to win. It was 8-7. We had some control here. I'm going to go back a little bit more. I use my dragon, pretty well-timed gadget. Almost get a kill. We have decent control here. We also get the next gem spawn, so it should be 9-7, but Chino doesn't have any dashes. He was forced to use his dashes earlier in the game because, again, we don't have comp, and he's doing a really good job of picking up the gems. I don't know if Sans should have flew. I'm sorry for going back again. I don't know if Sans should have flew here when he gets jumped on by this crow. You don't really want to fly when you don't have hyper, but at the same time, he got slowed and jumped on and clapped, so maybe, like, flying, you know, I don't mean to like nitpick here. I'm not trying to like blame anyone. I guess I'm just watching to see what could happen. But I guess if he flew, it would have like created some space. Maybe for Chino to get the gem, maybe for me to go up because we still would have had someone alive. Because I guess him dying, like you don't want to fly for no reason, but I guess him dying kind of, I don't know, let them like focus me and Chino really well. He gets Tyrant to one shot and yeah, then we know what happens after this. We just have no utility. They play it really well. Me and Chino, and I think Sans all have no gadgets. Yeah, so it's just they play it well. They pick us off one by one until eventually they get full control. And then they win the game. Next game happens. We want to make some adjustments. I say Lola's playing mid versus Chino. Bella's playing lane versus me. So let's put Sans mid. Let's put Chino on the Bell and me on the Crow, which I actually think is really good decision making. So Sans goes ahead. He picks up the first 2 gems. Chino's getting tapped a little bit. Not that it's an easy lane. Not that it's, you know, a hard lane, but he's getting tapped a little bit. I get a nice little kill over there on Fade. I end up going down. Chino also goes down. So when 2 people go down at the same time, like you never want to do that because that gives them ultimate control. Sans has to move back. I jump in, but like this is not what we want. We don't want me jumping in and just feeding supers. I don't know. We're in a bad spot here. I move on to the right because I don't want to just keep jumping in and feeding Crow. And Bell does take a few shots to kill me, so I hit the traps. I'm trying to make some space for the team. I make a little bit of space, but like I don't even know if Sans hit a shot at this point. So he's like kind of useless on his brawler. Sans gets Chino gets a speed. So we're actually creating some space here mainly because of Chino. I'm trying to move up. Fades out of slow, so again, I'm just trying to like get behind him a little bit, create some space. I'm close to my Draco. I get it here, so I kind of popped my gadget at 5k way too preemptively. I thought I was going to get W keyed. I didn't. Fade jumps on me. Not a great play by me there at all. Actually, really bad play. And we're, you know, again, stuck in spawn. So I'm going up because I got my Draco, but they got mid on lock. Like, we are not pushing up into these guys. It's just way too easy of a game for them, and it's the style that they want to play. So, I mean, this is just a horrible draft. Not good. That Sands playing game one maybe could have maybe won us the game, but I'm not trying to nitpick. He played a good game up until that point. So did Chino. So did I, even though I'm kind of just walking in a straight line and gadgeting and supering for space. We all did what we could that game, number one. Unfortunately, we lost. And then we lost game number two. We didn't play it as well. And, you know, they win pretty easily. And we lose. And the stats, I mean, man, like 1-7 for me, 0-5 for Chino, and then 1-0. But he's on a healing stat. I mean, just not good. Just not a good look. So we end up losing in quarterfinals. We felt good. I know my drafts, they weren't 5 for 5. They weren't beautiful. I mean, we had draft set 1, we had draft set 3, set 4. I think we had draft. We just had that, you know, poor lag play, but I could have made a better pick. Set 2, we could have won. Made a couple bad plays. Set 5 was just horrible. Like, not good draft at all. But I feel, I don't know. I just can't help but feel a little bit like cheated. I mean, we could have played better. And we could have drafted better. When you're facing a pro team, especially anyone of the caliber of the opponents that we faced, it's really difficult to have draft every time. I mean, we've done it before, but it's really difficult to do it. It takes a lot of luck, a lot of preparation, a lot of hard work. Not to say that we didn't, prepare a lot and work hard, but it's just difficult no matter what. And I don't know, I feel like that lag costed us. I feel like we figured out what to do in that dueling beetles set on hot zone. We lagged and we lost, and it's not the only thing to blame. Like, the draft in set 5 was bad, and we could have won set 2 for sure. But I don't know. It just sucks. It just kind of leaves me with that feeling that I felt last time. That's like, we did everything right, and for the most part, in our preparation, our hard work, and everyone made commitment to win. And I don't know, we just lost. And it wasn't entirely our fault. Some things were, but some things weren't. And you kind of need everything to go your way to win in a monthly final versus insane players. So, I mean, I don't know. We lost. It's sad. We put ourselves in a bad position where in qualifiers, we're going to have to face a couple hard teams again to just even qualify. In monthly finals, we're going to have to face a couple hard teams to even, put ourselves in like an LCQ spot. But every year we qualify the last monthly, so it's not like it's over. For once, I would have liked a nice start, and, of course, we didn't get it. That's really it. I don't really have too much more to say. It's going to be a difficult path for us, but the bright side is last year there was only 5 monthly finals. This year there's 6. Last year there was no double points. This year there's double points. Last year we didn't qualify even the first monthly final. At least this time we qualified. So we didn't do good, and we feel a little bit robbed. And we have a lot to improve. We did our thing. I don't know. We tried our very best. No one's really to blame. Everyone made a couple bad plays. We made a couple bad decisions on draft, but we all tried our best, and we're gonna keep working as a team to get better. We feel like poop right now. No one really wants to open the game. I haven't opened the game besides making this video. I mean, we're gonna be back. We're gonna grind. We're gonna play. We're gonna try and win, even though we don't really want to get on the game right now after a loss, but it is what it is. So I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you very much for always supporting. In this game, you lose fans when you lose, and you gain fans when you win. So the fact that we still have a lot of fans, even though last year didn't go well for us and this year's been a slow start, is just amazing. So thank you guys for supporting us. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for everything. That's going to be it for me today. So until next time, I will see you guys soon.